Friday night and I got no plans. I'ma stay home and do the crab dance.
You've been hit by, get back.
Hello, welcome to LTM Reviews, where I get you caught up on the oldest movies. So, technically, I'm going to go ahead and welcome you all to my Ant-Man double feature. Now, technically, I was supposed to have a friend here, but since he was way too busy doing other things, I decided, nah, my fans are still waiting for me, so I'm here. So, let's start out with Ant-Man. So, Ant-Man, played by Paul Rudd, just got out of prison and wants to be back in his daughter's life, but his wife doesn't like him because he sees him as an ex-con. So, of course, he tries to figure out a way to bring back his life again, start all over. But that is until a scientist played by Michael Douglas has a tells him that he has a machine that can shrink people, but can have great strength. So Ant-Man takes the job until the machine goes to the wrong hands to a villain, and now it's up to Ant-Man to bring this machine back and then like every superhero film, save the day. So, when I first saw this movie, Ant-Man was during the time when I still wasn't into Marvel at the time. I mean, I loved Marvel at the time. I mean, The Avengers is one of my favorite movies of all time, but when it comes to their solo movies, I didn't understand what they were about, and, well, I never saw any of them when they first came out, but Ant-Man was the one that I saw on DVD at least. So, Ant-Man, to be honest, I can understand critics and audiences liking this movie at first, but for me, I thought the movie was just okay. I mean, not great, not terrible, okay. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. In fact, if you like it, go ahead. I just think the first Ant-Man, I feel like it's just a silly concept, to be honest. I feel like I feel like Paul Rudd's character wasn't interesting. I didn't like the wife. The daughter was okay. I like the scientist, though. He was alright. There's not really much to say about the first Ant-Man other than I find it to be okay, not great. It's got some good stuff in it. The visuals are great. The story, although a little cliched and maybe sound made familiar, is still good. The characters, like I said, I think that's kind of what brings me down a little bit, are the characters. Some are just not that interesting, and some just I didn't really care about. The effects are great. I like, as much as I do like Paul Rudd, don't get me wrong, I love this actor. He's a great actor. I just think, in terms of this first movie, which I'm going to get to the sequel in a few minutes, just isn't that great for me. I feel like his character was a little weak. But I still think Ant-Man is a good, decent impression. It's not great. I can't say I like it as much as everybody else does. It still is entertaining in its own right. And kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy, you take this stupid concept, but you try to add it even more entertaining than the product itself. So, overall, Ant-Man is a passable effort. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad movie, I just can't say I like it as much as everybody else does. Though, that's not to say I can't say that the movie was bad. I mean, overall, I give Ant-Man a 6 out of 10. It's not a bad movie, I just can't say I like it as much as everybody else does. It's got its flaws most of the time, but it's got some good things in it. Alright, now that I'm done with the first Ant-Man, I'll be right back to do Ant-Man and the Wasp. This is LTM signing out, and we'll be right back.
Oh yeah!
Oh, poop.
Uh-oh, that sounds like Swiper the Fox. That sneaky fox is always trying to swipe our stuff. If you see Swiper, say...
裁くのは俺のスタンドだ!
Hello, okay, LTM reviews where I get you. Okay, oh yeah, that's right. I've already said that. We're back. Now it's time for Ant-Man and the Wasp. So Ant-Man is back. He's finally with his daughter. But though there's just one problem. Whenever he gets out of the house, the police come back and he's still in. I guess just got a thing around his leg and he can't get out of the house. Though at least he's able to get out of the house whenever he comes out to save the world. That is until you got this scientist this is kind of a complicated one. It's about, I think one of the scientist's daughters or partners got sent to this little dimension where it's small and you can't get out of it. So it's up to Ant-Man and his partner, the Wasp, to try to figure out what was going on. And, as well as save the world, like usual every superhero movie does. So, technically, surprisingly, I kind of like this movie better than the first. Yes, as complicated as the story is, at least the characters are more engaging. Like, I do like Paul Rudd's character much more interesting than this movie because you get a little more development out of him. The Wasp is very entertaining. I like it. I like the partner. The villain is great. The scientist is even better than he was in the first. The visuals, although some I do have a big issue with, like the Hello Kitty one that kind of felt awkward, but although funny, it was pretty cute and funny, and it still looked great. And I did, believe it or not, I did go see this in IMAX 3D with my buddy that I was supposed to bring, but he didn't make it. So me and him enjoyed the 3D effects, and it was great, especially in IMAX. So the visuals are great. Paul Rudd's character is great. Ant-Man is actually not too bad. The daughter's great, cute. The wife is all right. The scientist, like I said, good. The two side characters, I forgot their names, but I think one of them was played by they're like the sidekicks of the villain or something. I can't remember, but they're basically oh man, I think it's these guys right here. They're the funny ones. I think the humor stepped it up a little bit from the first one. I think it's much more funny. I forgot to mention that the Ant-Man movie was funny, but not as funny as I wanted it to be. But the sequel steps it up. I kind of laughed a lot more in this Ant-Man than the other Ant-Man. Now, if I did have at least one or two criticisms, I thought the King Ji-on actor, I forgot his name, but I know he's from The Interview. The guy who plays who's the officer or something, I thought was a little too cliched, and well, sometimes it can drag along a little bit, but that's okay because some scenes do drag along, but that's okay. So, overall, I enjoyed Ant-Man and the Wasp much more than I did with Ant-Man 1. Is it perfect? No, but like I said, the Ant-Man movies are not my favorite. I mean, I love Paul Rudd. He's in the frat pack, but I would prefer something like Iron Man or Guardians of the Galaxy or something over Ant-Man. But I will say that Ant-Man has made a lot more money than those movies. I think. I have to figure out how much money they made. But I know both Ant-Man movies were big hits at the box office, and they're part of the cinematic universe, so well, I can't wait to see what they do in Endgame. So, that's all for thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe, comment below, let me know. Sorry it took so long for me to get this double feature review done. I've been trying to get my friend here, but he never made it, but that's okay. I'm able to do this review for you guys because I literally love you guys, and I love you. I like all the subscribers you all do, and love my fans, all that, so wanted to go ahead and let that out. So, what am I going to do next time? Well, I really don't know. How about someone give me an idea? Comment below, let me know, figure out what movie I should do next, and this is LTM, signing out.
Wow! Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. down with